Alright, what's going on, people? Ring Roadmap here, and today we're going to talk about Zhang versus Deontay Wilder. And this is just me, guys, unpopular opinion right here. Just because of the sheer power of these two dudes, I think it's going to be a much more exciting fight than Fury versus Usyk. This is a heavily slept on fight because initially this was on the undercard of the Bivol Beterbiev card, or Bivol Beterbiev fight. But now that Beterbiev is out of that event, then this will probably have more shine, because who the fuck is Bivol fighting? He's fighting Malik Zinad, right? Which I'm gonna do a breakdown of that fight too. Who's a relatively good boxer as well, but not to the same caliber as Beterbiev. So let's get right into this shit. The first one we'll see from Deontay Wilder is how he extends that lead hand in order to set up his check hook as the southpaw comes in. Okay, so he keeps that lead hand extended. And then right here, wasn't really able to throw the check hook because it was smothered, but he was able to use head control. He was able to use that left glove for head control. Let's see this next one again, extending that lead hand. And then boom, he threw that left hook, that lead left hook, in order to push Ortiz on the back foot and to also force him to blade himself. Here's the third one again, extending that lead hand, forcing Ortiz to come in, commit. And then there, he threw a check hook as he was squaring up with his upper body. And then here again, we'll see him step back, kind of square up right there with that check hook and prevent Ortiz from getting any kind of momentum as he comes in. And this is really what protects him in terms of long distance fighting. Okay, he extends that lead hand, waits for it to come in, and that check hook is always locked and loaded and is always ready to fire. Okay, it's kind of the same way that Roy Jones puts that lead hand out and then catches you with a check hook as you come in. This is kind of his safeguard. This is kind of his safe spot right here. And so how do you take that away? You take that away by forcing his upper body to blade and forcing him to get into a bladed position. How do you do that? You gotta throw that straight left hand, okay? And you gotta catch him while he is bladed. How do you do that? Again, first of all, you throw a punch that forces him to blade. Secondly, you push him on the back foot so that he won't be able to put enough power on that check hook. As you can see there, Ortiz succeeded in doing that. And another way you can do it, you can set it up with a right hook, right? Set it up with a right hook, force him to be on the back leg, and then hope that he's going to blade himself so that you can land that left hand flush. Which I think is going to be a really important weapon right here for Zhang, because Zhang is not really known for his right hook or his right hand punches. But that left hand is where it's at, you know. He hits you with that shit, and you're done. So here you're gonna see Wilder throw that right straight. And then he got caught right there with the slip left hand. And then here you're gonna see him kind of in a bladed stance, not fully, right? But he's kind of in a bladed stance, and so Ortiz was able to land him, or Ortiz was able to catch him with those overhands or those left straights. Again, you'll see him catch Wilder right here with that bladed stance, so Wilder will try to extend that lead hand, boom, kind of blade himself along the way. He squared himself up at the last second, but he was still hit with that left straight before he was able to square up and parry that shot. So the next thing we'll look at is going to be that left overhand. So once you got him squared up, right, the best way to actually use that against him is by throwing a looping shot over the top. So you can see Ortiz right here faking it down low, and then coming over the top with that overhand, although or Wilder was able to block that shit. It's still a great weapon that could potentially end the fight if Zhang worked on this particular shot. Okay, so there you can see him changing levels, throw a left hand to the body and then a left overhand. And then here again, you'll see him do that same thing, step big with that right foot so that he can cut the gap and then throw that overhand left, although again, it failed to land right there. Finally, we're going to see that body left hand. Once Ortiz or once Wilder squared up, you're gonna see that straight left hand land precisely for Ortiz, and that's another weapon that Zhang can use to force him to square up and get him to open up his face. Okay, because every time his face, or every time you shoot for the head of Wilder with a straight left hand, he always has that check hook ready. So if you can fake him out, change levels, and throw the left hand to the body first so that he can get his guard down, then it's much easier to land that left hand down the pipe later on in the fight. So, here's the thing. Here's my prediction for this fight. First of all, Again, it's gonna be a much more exciting fight than Wilder or than Fury versus Usyk. It can end with one punch for either guys, but I'm not really sure what the betting odds are right now. But I'm going with Zhang. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him, and it's gonna be a knockout, in my opinion, simply because of the amount of openings that he can exploit. Now, don't get me wrong, Joseph Parker was great. I don't think he has the same one-punch power as Zhang, okay? And if it was Zhang who fought, or who landed those kind of shots against Wilder in the last fight, then it's gonna be over for Wilder, okay? Only difference is it doesn't have the same volume as Joseph Parker, so that's something we have to take note of. In my opinion, he doesn't really need much combinations, but he needs more than one. Okay, I want to see a 3-punch combo for Zhang, a 4-punch combo for Zhang, right? That's what I want to see. I don't want to see him rely on that left hand too much. He has to change levels. And if he does that, then I'm going for Zhang via KO. Alright guys, so phone died. Let's get right into my prediction. I'm going Zhang via TKO around round 5 to 8. It's going to end earlier than people think. And that can also go for Wilder, you know, if he catches Zhang well, or if he catches Zhang well, then it might end earlier than we expect. But if they both let it get into a decision, I think it's going to be close. Okay, and that's going to favor Wilder more because Zhang is already lazy in the early rounds, you know, and he gets even lazier in the late rounds, so that's gonna favor Wilder if he keeps that output up and if he keeps that volume up. So that was it. If he gets into a decision, I'm rooting for Wilder, and if it's a mid-round KO, it's definitely Zhang. He just has more weight behind those punches. And so that was it. I'll see you guys soon. Subscribe if you're new. Peace out.